Object 140 received massive buffs. With increased alpha damage and reduced reload time, it has now second highest DPM of all tier 10 mediums. I always loved 140 for its brawling potential, so when I heard about these changes, I knew we had to try it, and we immediately found ourselves in the middle of an interesting situation. With the CS out of the way, I was looking forward to farm the rest of the IS-7. Unfortunately though, another enemy appeared from the flank. Nevertheless, this was only the beginning, and I was determined to find out what the buffed 140 is capable of. And during this adventure, I will share with you tips, tactics, and show you one of the best games I've had with insane brawling. But our journey starts on Live Oaks, a map with a lot of bushes. Therefore, I decided to play with the Commander Vision system instead of a rammer. The full test of the DPM potential has to wait a little bit, but this choice immediately paid off.
Nice, the CVS comes in clutch already.
Thanks to Commander Vision system, we will always outspot tanks trying to go up in the bushes, giving us first shot advantage. As long as enemies are making mistakes, we of course want to bleed them before closing in. But that's where I noticed something very important.
Nice. Okay, time to go in.
Pay attention at the guard's HP.
Oh, they have Gorilla at the back.
Our teammate took 740 damage. The only tank that was capable of inflicting such amount would be the Gorilla 15 in the enemy team, which hasn't been spotted yet. This is a very important piece of information that will determine our next move.
Gorilla took out the D62, D69. I would like to go back, actually, guys.
Facing Centurion Action X, I knew it would be a difficult fight. Not only does he have higher alpha damage, but also a big advantage with gun repression. The Object 140 shines when it can use its rate of fire, but to make that work here, I would have to overpick the Centurion. And with the Gorilla 15 waiting in the back, that would be suicide. So instead, I decided the smart play would be to flank them. Upon arriving in the city, I noticed that our team is doing just fine, and soon will overwhelm the enemies. That's why I went for an aggressive play in front of them.
I go kill these TDs now.
Suddenly, Leopard PTA tried to create a crossfire from the buildings, but I got a trick up my sleeves. You probably noticed that I managed to destroy 2 buildings that Leopard PTA was trying to use as a cover with just 2 H rounds. Would you like to know how it works? The houses I was shooting were made of 4 parts. Normally, it would take 4 standard rounds to take each of these parts down. But with H rounds and thanks to their splash radius, we can damage multiple sections at once. So, if you place HE shot just about right, you can destroy the entire building in a single hit.
I'm lucky. Wait, I'm thinking I'm high rolling, but my tank has bigger alpha damage than before, guys. I thought I was high rolling. It's just what the tank is now. Not wanting to push against the gorilla frontally, we decided to flank. It seems like the idea was good because that Centurion is still... he just died. So we most likely would have been sitting there stuck. And this was the game without the gun rammer, guys.
And I would like to highlight this. We played this game with scouting setup, so this isn't even the full potential of Object 140. That's why in the next battle we will switch to a full DPM build.
Wish I had more HE rounds. Sit down, Mr. Gorilla. Not a bad warm-up, guys.
Despite having over 9,000 combined damage, this was only a first class. And I wonder if switching to combat build is going to make any difference. Filled with excitement, I was ready for the fight. Until I've noticed my team had all gone to other side of the map. Here, all we've got are just a couple of tier 9 heavies with me. Luckily, the enemies don't know this yet. But once our top tier heavies start getting spotted elsewhere, there is a good chance they will try to break through this flank. Still, I can't pass up the opportunity to show you my favorite starting position on Abi. Perfect to secure a couple of free shots. Now, afraid of the imminent push by the enemies, I decided to retreat.
I should leave.
Knowing that we are about to get caught in a deadly crossfire, I ask Phase 1 to retreat. This would allow us to receive the push from a much stronger position. But, realizing that he decided to stay, I can't just abandon and let enemies scavenge him. Therefore, we are going to fight here and keep him alive for as long as we can. But we must be careful not to fall prey ourselves. That's enough. If we stay any longer, we are going to get killed. It's time to try and run away. Running any further is no longer an option. It's time to put our DPM to work.
Enemy armor is damaged. One of our tracks is damaged. Got him. Enemy armor is hit.
What just happened?
In just 3 minutes, we managed to secure over 8,000 combined damage and an ace tanker. This is the power of Object 140. Games like this are an incredible motivation boost. So, without a second thought, I threw myself onto the heavy brawl on Outpost. But that's when something unusual happened.
Where are the slower things? It's almost as if they are not playing here, double mouse.
The moment I thought about that, two of the enemy heavies occupied the center of the map. This leaves the rest of the enemy team here heavily outnumbered, and as soon as my team realizes this, they will wipe them out. That's why I want to bite into this fight like it's the ripest fruit, even if I lose a couple of teeth in the process. Just as expected, enemies fell like flies. Now, all we have to do... Well, that didn't go as planned. Despite having two super heavies behind me who could be taking hits, I pushed ahead and soak up the damage myself. All to save those precious seconds. Given that enemies have control over the hill, approaching from either of the sides would be a suicide for our slow heavy tanks. Now, look here. This medium tank is spotting our tank destroyers covered by his teammates. This puts all of our tanks there at huge risk. That's why we have to be quick, even if it costs us HP. As long as I stay alive and can sprint back to help our tank destroyers, the sacrifice will be worth it.
Enemy armor is damaged. Target acquired. Penetration.
With the heavy flank successfully cleared, I shifted my focus on the minimap.
Oh, by the way, who's that? Object 140, guys. He's gonna have a lot of assistance, I tell you that.
Our top priority right now is to help our team kill this Object 140. Once he is dead, our team can start breaking through the south of the map. With that, we can sneak under the hill. Now the tables have turned, and despite having control over the middle of the map, enemies won't be able to do much, as we will start picking their tank destroyers one by one. This game was the ultimate test for Object 140. We led the charge on the heavy flank and then raced back to assist our tank destroyers. It feels like there is nothing this tank cannot do. And now, as a reward for all that hard work, it's time to wipe the floor and squeeze out every last bit of damage we can.
Permission to engage. Enemy armor is damaged. Target unlocked. Enemy is hit. Enemy armor is damaged. Enemy armor is hit. Penetration. Enemy armor is hit. Enemy armor is destroyed.
I always liked Object 140, but with these buffs, it got even better. I'm looking forward to play it more, especially in Onslaught. Subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss it. Thank you for watching.